Hey, thank you for listening to and watching You Had Options. This episode, I had my brother, Andrew McAuliffe, on. We talk about us making the application for Furnace Fest in Birmingham, Alabama. Great talk. We also talk about going to see Depeche Mode this past weekend, which was great. Fun conversation. Gives you a little inside how the hot dog is made on music festival applications. Great talk. Make sure you follow Space Jockey Dev. That's our company on Instagram. Make sure you follow You Had Options at You Had Options on Instagram. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Just hope you enjoy. More episodes to come. I've kind of been slacking just from trying to run a software empire. I'm getting back into the podcast game. Going to be on tour with Good Friend and Make War. So follow Good Friend on Instagram and Make War. Red Scare and Fat Records, the perfect intersection of punk rock. I'll be driving around Good Friend. It's gonna be great. Come out to a show. Come say hey. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. Andrew, thanks for joining me. This is the worst start to a podcast I've had in a while.
Hey, it happens. Thanks for having me.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Happy to be here.
Thanks. So I brought you on to confront you about some things.
Oh, boy.
If we'll bring out, I don't know, we'll do a this is Andrew type thing. I'll bring back your third grade teacher.
Oh, okay.
This is your life sort of thing.
So retrospective.
Yeah. No, I didn't do that. I brought you on because we did the application for Furnace Fest.
We did.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Under the new soon to be billionaire business Space Jockey.
That's right. Yep.
The first billion is the hardest.
It is.
Yeah.
After that, cake.
Right. Well, then you're getting into. I'm trying. I got a direction of defense contracts and stuff like that.
Right.
Because that's next thing is making fighter jets. I think is our next step.
Right. Hardcore Fest
niche
mobile app.
Niche Hardcore Fest.
Next step, DoD contracts.
Right.
That's right. Yep.
Wow.
It's a typical software engineering story.
Wow. Tales all his time.
That's right.
But no, it was fun to make. Fun and terrible. Not terrible, but you tried to warn me in the beginning of the various trials and tribulations of getting an app up and running.
Yeah. I think it's developing iPhone and Android apps. It has aspects to it that you just don't know until you do it, and certainly not insurmountable. But as you said, I warned might not be the right word. I just wanted to have you go in with eyes open.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It's funny. It makes me think of something I've heard about, completely unrelated, but with people who making movies. And I think people might think, man, making movies sounds like fun.
Right. Yeah.
But
the end product is fun for sure.
Yes, but I think it's not. You won't have to look far to find filmmakers who say, no, don't do it. It's terrible.
Right.
Yeah, the process can be brutal, but not as difficult making a small mobile app. But it just made me think about that.
Yeah. Well, the getting into the Android app store was pretty easy. It's pretty much you just upload the thing and they're like, okay, it's in there. And then, but Apple on the other hand, it's a whole different ball of wax.
Yeah, it is. I don't know the numbers offhand, but there's a reason that, I don't know, the Apple Store has like 1 million apps, just to make a number up. And the Play Store has like 30 million apps.
Right.
It's certainly a quality over quantity type situation. As a longtime Android user myself, it's kind of hilarious, some of the apps you can find in the Play Store, and that would never fly on the App Store.
Sexual?
It's just the bar is a lot lower. That's all I'll say. Even just to, it's just funny. I like to think I can try to make good-looking user interfaces or just modern-looking interfaces, but you'll go see apps that are still in the Play Store today that look like they were developed 30 years ago, and they're just there, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, I guess. Do they ever like audit what they have out there? And they're like Apple, do they audit what apps are there? And they're like, this looks like a hot turd right now.
They're certainly pretty stringent on the front end, getting the app into the App Store, and every time you try to put an update into the App Store. But I don't know if they come in retroactively and audit what's there to see what can get the boot. I guess their thinking's probably, if we didn't catch it when getting it in, it's probably it's probably not a big deal.
Yeah, because it was getting down to crunch time. I think we were like 2 weeks out from the festival. And Apple was saying, like, this isn't an app.
Yeah, it's unreal.
And that made me want to just throw away all my electronics, all my technology.
Yeah, the best part about it is how vague they are with their feedback.
Yeah, the thing we were getting was minimum functionality. And then they give you, a block of text that is just, like, legalese type.
It very much feels like a scenario where, and even you're not in direct communication with them. You're not like on a chat with them or a phone call. It's like almost like an email thread.
Yeah.
But when you do ask for clarification or a response, and when they do respond to you, it does feel like you're sitting at an arbitration table and they have their legal counsel, because they just won't say certain things.
Right.
And all they'll do is they'll say, again, I point you to, and they'll cite, they have just this big block of policy to say, again, I cite section 4.2.2 minimum functionality. And that's all they'll say. And you're like, well, they won't get into it with you.
Right. Yeah. I was getting to the point where it's like, tell me what you need me to do. What do I need to put in here?
Yeah.
And, I think that was right before they accepted it. That was like the last message I sent to them. I was like, can we get on a phone call and you tell me what I need to do? I'll put anything in there. You want Chinese spyware, whatever you want me to put in there.
Just a big photograph of Tim Cook.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, but it's so frustrating. But then when they accepted it, it was like, I felt like we had won the Super Bowl.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You're just at their mercy.
Yeah.
And because they don't need you.
Right.
You need them.
No, 100%.
And they don't care. And I wonder, I've always wondered how, I think maybe, no, most of the apps that I've worked on and published have been free apps. With some have been paid. But I've always wondered How differently do they treat you if it's a paid app? Because if it's a free app,
they're not getting
anything.
Right.
If you put in a $0.99 app, every install, every purchase, they get 30 cents, 10 cents, 50, whatever it is these days.
Daddy Cook needs his cut.
So I wonder if you're doing a paid app, if they're a little easier on you. I don't know.
Ooh. Damn. That's interesting.
But who's to say?
Do you remember the $1,000 like diamond app? Whenever
was it only 1,000? It might
have been 10,000 or something crazy.
There was an upper limit that you could charge for your app, and it was that.
Right.
If it was either $999.99 or like $9,900, I want to say it was like 10 grand.
Yeah, and that was just a flex.
It was literally. It
didn't do anything, right? It was just like a diamond.
I think it literally did nothing. It didn't have any functionality. Talk about minimum functionality. Goodness gracious. I think it was a screen, with like an image of a diamond. And you could literally just tell people, I purchased this $10,000
Fuck
app.
you. I got this app.
No way that app would make it in the App Store today. Or again, maybe it would if they know they're going to get 30%
cut
of every install.
Yeah, man. They're getting $3,000.
And let's just say it was $10,000 was the limit. How do they pick that? They're like set up the rules and they're like, we have to put some upper limit.
Right.
What's a valid upper limit? And I guess there's a world where someone could create a mobile app truly worth $10,000 per install, but I don't know what that would be.
Maybe
besides the made up diamond flex thing.
Right. And, maybe God rest his soul, Steve Jobs. Maybe he was hopped up on like young man blood that just got injected into him. He's like, make it 10,000. That's the ceiling.
Unapproved treatments for his condition.
Right.
Yeah.
Eating carrots. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So we know eating carrots does not
kill
pancreatic
cancer.
So we know that now.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
God bless you for your work.
So, but yes, so they picked that number.
And then you got Flappy Bird guy. The weight was too much for him.
Yeah, that's such an interesting story, just in the world of mobile app development. But also, there's this trend now of making special docuseries and even fictional retellings of product stuff. We got movies about Air Jordans, GameStop
just came out with Paul Dano.
What's that? He's in the GameStop one?
He's the main GameStop guy. Same Paul Dano from There Will Be Blood.
Well, that you found a way to get us on to talking about There Will Be Blood.
Here we go. 6 degrees of There Will Be Blood.
But I know I would love to see something on the Flappy Bird story because I don't recall where that developer came from, but
wasn't he Southeast Asia?
Somewhere, something in like the Southeast Asia, the Pacific, somewhere. Yeah. But I recall the government of the country he was from came calling, saying, "Hey, whoa, where's our piece of the action?
Where's our scratch?"
Right, because you've made it was 99 cents a download, but you got overnight
insane
amount of installs, and so whatever that government was, whatever country he was from, they came around and I think that was part of it. But I also read something about he couldn't not being able to handle the stress of being the creator of Flappy Bird, and so I think he pulled it out of the app stores.
Damn. Yeah. Well, I mean, you got I don't know, Filipino terror squad coming to your house to get their cut.
Getting shakedowns from your government, probably gangs coming around, organized crime, the mafia, whatever happens.
Yeah, this is I watched the Tetris movie. Have you watched this? Heard about this? Seen this?
I haven't, but I've read and I've seen things and read things about that story over the years. It's a comparable story because you've got
government involvement, probably organized crime. I don't know all the ins and outs. I didn't see the movie, but I know the general story, right? The software engineer in Russia. Yeah.
He is I think it started out of a college.
Yeah.
And he and some buddies kind of just thought, hey, let's try to make a game. We have these
These old ass government computers
we can use, and they make this game. And yeah, it's an interesting story too. Yeah, because the Russian government tried to get their piece, and then copyright law was so wacky. So even just like Tetris making its way into home consoles and home computer systems and the ownership therein, like that's a wild story as well. People just kind of like taking it and just being like,
yeah,
I can't remember can't remember now the companies involved. It was Namco or
wasn't it Sega, or is it Namco? I can't remember.
One of those around that area. But they just kind of said, hey, we can very clearly just remake this. It's not a super complicated game.
Yeah,
and then just come after us.
Yeah, there's also involvement because that's when Game Boy launches. The first Game Boy launches.
That's right.
And so
Tetris was the pack-in game.
That was part of the story of the American guy working for Nintendo in Japan. I can't remember if he was working for Nintendo or just like salesman that knew all these video game people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
And you never know what's gonna take off. Like this guy was like, "Well, let's make game where row of bracket come down."
Yeah.
And when you get a full line of bracket across, it disappear.
That's amazing. That's an amazing impersonation.
Yeah, I like Russian culture.
Yeah, man.
But
yes, you're right. Like it's amazing. A little infuriating when you're creating apps and games and software because you think because you don't know. It's hard to call the hit. So you've got this is a game where these 4 blocks fall down a screen in different shapes.
Right.
You could see that and go, so what? And
I see squares every day.
That's right. You just never know. Kind of makes me think about just music industry. Because Tetris is a great game.
Right.
Like, so when I think of bands that make it, it's like being a great band and writing great music is a huge part of it, but just being lucky is such a huge component.
For sure.
So I think similarly for great software, it's like great software and then a little bit of luck.
That was there's this Descendants documentary called Filmage, and I think it's Mark Hoppus. It's either it's somebody from Blink or Foo Fighters guy. What's his name?
Dave Grohl?
Dave Grohl.
Okay.
Is like, if Descendants put out, Milo Goes to College like in 1999, they would have been like one of these Blink bands or one of these huge, instead of like they're huge, they're big, but in punk circles,
right?
Where like Blink is like transcended.
Yeah. It's so wild because there are a few bands that throughout my time they just come on your radar. They've appeared on my radar, and I just think they're phenomenal. And they put out a couple records, and they're so good. And then they're two in my mind specifically. They put out a few records. I think they're so good, and they're disbanded now, and they just never elevate beyond like regional act. Like they're touring and and you see them, they go around and they put out these records again, and the records are available on streaming, but it's just like I listen to their music and I'm just like, these songs are so good. Mm-hmm. Why isn't this band bigger? Why did not this band get bigger? And it's just like, it's kind of like, it's just the brutal reality of the situation. There's only so much bandwidth for bands to become Blink-182. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to be everybody. And, even if you wrote these amazing songs and recorded these amazing records, it's just not going to happen. And it's cruel sometimes in a way. I'm like, it's like, hey, but that's the game.
There's a gentleman who is a professional wrestler called Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple A's for short. But and his
I thought he was like a business executive that owned a wrestling.
he is now.
Oh, but did he start as a wrestler?
He was a wrestler.
That's amazing. He doesn't look like it.
No, he's very small.
He's
very
small man.
His
diminutive.
He's got alabaster skin.
I thought he was just like a British dandy.
That's what he first started. But no, his his nickname was The Game, and his walkout music was "It's all about the game and how you play it." And he fucking played the game. He married the boss's daughter.
Was that the? I never understood The Game. Why
I don't know where that came. I don't know where that came from, but it's fitting for his
I guess
life.
It's fitting for his arc in World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it's I don't know. Sometimes it sucks to suck. Sometimes,
Yeah.
It's I sent you whenever we were in the throes of going back and forth with Apple. I sent you the Any Given Sunday speech scene, and I still don't know if you watched it. But
I must not have, because I don't remember it. Here,
but he's
can you recite it for me?
I can probably do like 60%. But no, he's like, his main thing is like, football. It's my Al Pacino impression. Football is a game of inches. It's like life. It's the 6 inches in front of your face. But no, he's saying like,
pretty good.
You stop too short, you don't quite make it. You go too far, you still don't make it.
Wait, what? Go too far? How does that work in a football metaphor?
If you underthrow.
Oh, in terms of throwing a pass. Okay.
Sure.
I was thinking about rushing yards. I was like, I don't think going too far is ever a thing when you're rushing.
Right. No.
But throwing a pass. Okay. All right.
And it's the inches that are all around us that add up that are going to win us the fucking game.
Yeah.
To quote. That's from the movie. But, yeah. I think it's a good metaphor for life.
Yeah, sure. Wait, Any Given Sunday?
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know Al Pacino was in it.
He's the head coach.
Oh, okay. I should check it out.
Two-Face is the doctor.
Was he on any substances while filming it comparable to
I wasn't there.
How he was when he filmed Heat?
I wasn't there, Andrew.
Okay.
But no, he's Heat jacked up.
Okay.
Pacino.
It's Heat Pacino.
Yeah. I think good. Yeah, Heat was the first manic. He's manic before that, but this is like the truly manic, like any scene he could start screaming type of modern Pacino impression guy.
Yeah. It's interesting.
It is. We can talk about Heat some more. We can talk about we got Heat, we got There Will Be Blood. Those two.
Those are on the table.
Those two are on the table. No, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. What do you think about some of the feedback we got?
I thought most of the feedback was great.
I agree.
I think most of it was helpful too. Like whenever we first launched.
Yeah.
That first, like the Saturday before, the week before, I think is when they when Furnace Fest posted about it. And it was just I think we got 95% of any of the complaints taken care of.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think we knew. I think we were willing to eat the complaints that we couldn't fix.
Yeah, we had to let a few go.
Yeah,
that just weren't in the cards.
Not enough time.
But
I think for next year we have that. It was all around the scheduling, but I think for next year we have a better idea.
Yeah, for sure. I was impressed by the feedback. I knew the app was. I was happy with the app when we landed it. I think that. Yeah, I'm like my own worst critic on this kinds of things.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to make something that, because as someone who planned, who had been at Furnace Fest and been at Mini Fests, I was just thinking about myself.
Right.
as the user.
Well, you're a user, yeah.
What's going to work? What am I actually going to use? So I think we nailed that pretty well. But yeah, we got great feedback from people. Specific feedback, things about specific features, which was nice. We put that little red line on the schedule screen to show you the current time. And
right.
That
people ate that up.
Kind of surprised at the specific feedback about that.
I was a little surprised. Yeah.
I was like people just pointing that out specifically, and that was great.
Damn.
But it was, pretty good. And pretty cool to see.
Yeah. I don't think we shit the bed with, it was mostly like the thing is a scheduler. The main, when you're like, what does this app do? It's a scheduler. You can make your own schedule.
Yeah.
Oh my God. These cats are going buck wild. But
they want to get in on this conversation.
Yeah, they're like, I have some stuff to say about it. Caesar has some stuff to say about this app.
Yeah.
But no, it was the Furnace Fest people loved it. They,
Yeah.
And the one cool thing about Furnace Fest is the Furnace Fest community on Facebook.
Yeah, I didn't know about that till you told me about it.
Yeah. Well, it was fun because they would, people would post, oh, I'm trying to add bands and this thing isn't working or whatever. I was like, okay, well, we go and figure that out. And then, it was cool to see people post in there how much the app helped them out. And, it was, I don't know. I think without them, without that, that thread or whatever, we might not have caught some stuff.
Yeah, getting that direct feedback was nice. So, I think my biggest concern would be that we just get nothing.
Oh yeah, that'd be terrible. It'd be
no feedback, no installs, because to me that would mean it's not actually fulfilling a need. And I try to be really, critical of any idea I have when it comes to software to basically say, like, is this really needed?
What are we fulfilling?
Yeah, like what's the actual user value you're fulfilling? Yeah. And that was my biggest concern. We just get no feedback, not a ton of installs, or a bunch of installs and immediate uninstalls, and then basically just validating that, or just confirming it was a dud. That was my concern. So we didn't get that.
That was good, man.
Got a lot of positive feedback. People saying this is so useful,
right.
This, that, and the other. I don't know if that has to do with the fact that if you didn't use that, your only other recourse is to just go to the Furnace Fest website where the schedules are just static images.
Yeah.
And it's maybe not as useful or interactive. That could be a big part of it. So it was really good. Happy to see that response.
Yeah. I think it was great. Hello. Hey. But great experience overall. The Facebook community, Furnace Fest Facebook community helped us out.
Yeah, definitely. It was pretty cool too to be walking around Furnace Fest and see people using the app.
Yeah,
that was kind of surreal.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna say the numbers, but we had a decent amount.
Yeah,
and I was stoked.
Yeah, really good, and it's pretty neat seeing people use it.
Why do people withhold numbers? Like, I get it. It's like Netflix doesn't tell their creators like how many watches or how many views they get a month or whatever.
I don't know. Knowledge is power.
It's true.
You never know when you're going to need that upper hand.
That's true.
So when you need to crush somebody, so you got to hang on to the information.
Yeah. We have some ideas for next year. Nothing insane, but just upgrades from.
Yeah. Biggest feature might be Furnace Fest dating.
Yeah, we got a
That
message.
was a feature request.
Yeah, we got that was a feature request. We got a message, or not a message, but somebody posted in the Furnace Fest community asking for a dating app. I'm like,
yeah, do a Furnace Fest misconnections section.
Lowered expectations. Yeah.
Yeah. Your foot stepped on my face in the turnstile pit.
Right.
I have your Converse All-Star.
Right. I got so worked up from it.
Meet me at the Monster Energy Experience.
We can have a Monster Energy Experience there.
We have our own Monster Energy Experience.
Yeah, it was funny seeing the Monster models walking around because I'm like,
oh, I missed them this year.
They're out there.
I didn't see them out there.
Sashaying around. But it was, you see these people who are, I'm sure they're very lovely people, but just professional, attractive people. I'm sure they're they're very, well-spoken. And
were they handing out monsters out and about or just telling you to come to the energy
around
experience?
When I saw them.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seemed like the Monster Energy Experience, it seemed different this year. Obviously, there was the big thing where last year they would not allow you to leave the energy experience with your free Monster Energy
until you have consumed your experience.
Until you have experienced all the energy.
Right.
But this year they were just letting people out. So that was an interesting change. But inside the Monster Energy Experience, I went in there one time and there were like 2 Monster Energy professional good-looking people handing out the cans.
Oh, really?
But last year there were like half a dozen people in there, and it was much more lively. I don't know what
last year. There's a lot of energy folks,
Monster
folks in there.
It's maybe they decreased their head count for the Monster Energy Experience staff.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal was with that. I appreciated the policy change allowing you to leave with the cans.
Well, I don't want to have to chug a Monster, so I can go see damn MXPX.
That's right. My heart can't handle it
right
these days.
My heart can only handle MXPX or Monster, not both.
No, it's too much.
Right.
Too much energy to experience. And I did see they did have trash can beer pong.
That was fun.
I did not get to play it.
Didn't get to play it. I saw people playing it. I couldn't tell if these were gigged balls, like they had sand in them or something, or if they were just normal soccer balls.
Were they soccer balls?
I believe they were either soccer balls or
dodgeballs.
Dodgeball.
That's what I wondered.
Red rubber.
Your traditional red rubber dodgeball.
Right.
Yep. Slight grip pattern. I don't recall.
I'll reach out to Monster.
We should.
I'll get this figured out for next year.
This for the energy experience.
Yeah. I wanted to have a, much like the bands tab on the application.
Yeah.
I wanted to have because I knew some of the vendors, and so I wanted to have a vendors tab as well. But it was we were getting close to the wire, and it was too much. It would have been a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I think something like that could be useful if done properly. Yeah, I mean, being able to, from the app, look at a list of who all the vendors are and get a sense of what's there, I think that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've got ideas, and I've got, ideas for other festivals that are similar size as, Furnace Fest. I'm starting to reach out to. But the fun thing about capitalism is that even in music, there is a couple of companies at the very top that control a lot of the stuff. There's 3 companies at the top.
Is Monster Energy one of them?
No. Well, I think they have a music festival. I could be wrong.
Oh gosh, I'd be surprised if they don't.
Music / motocross / monster truck.
It's a motocross music fest. It's funny. It must just be a sponsorship thing, but you see bands who are clearly sponsored by Monster.
Right.
They wear like Monster sweatbands if they play live, or they've just got those cans sitting on top of their stacks on stage. It's like okay, it's too obvious.
And it's also like, who doesn't know what Monster is? What are we doing?
Yeah, it seems comparable to Coca-Cola advertising.
Do you think Monster is like, we want to seem like we're like the people's brand? They're like PBR of energy drinks.
That could be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be part of it. Well, they better hope Liquid Death doesn't release an energy drink. That's going to be the show off of the century.
I know. The punk rock... Oh, never mind. I'll just keep that inside.
Yeah, all right. Sometimes you got to keep the thoughts inside.
Sometimes you got to keep the thoughts inside. But yeah, one thing I also want to talk about was we went and saw Depeche Mode this past weekend.
Oh, we
in
certainly
New Orleans.
Did. Yeah.
God, talk about fuck. What a band, still, and take this with a grain of salt. They could come out on rascal scooters. Dave Gahan could be doing donuts in a rascal, and I'd be like, David,
doing his spins and his spins in a rascal.
Spins in a rascal scooter. I'd be like, David, touch me.
Yeah,
I'm reaching out. I want to touch Faith.
Yeah, I'm not. Rolling Stones don't do much for me musically,
no,
but
of course not.
I want Depeche Mode to play to the point where
deathbed
concerts, where articles that are written about your band all around the theme. How are they still alive? How are they still playing?
Right.
That's where I want Depeche Mode to be.
Right. Well, I had heard this story before. I didn't realize it was in New Orleans where Dave Gahan legally died in 1993 on their Songs of Faith and Devotion tour.
I only recently learned this. I was not aware of this story.
Yeah. But apparently it was almost to the day.
Almost to the day, 30th anniversary?
Yeah.
Of him almost dying
in New Orleans.
And so when back in 93, my understanding is they cut the set short and played, I can't remember now which song, but they cut the set short. And the
Sister Death or something.
Yeah, the rest of the band played maybe one more song without Dave Gahan and finished the set. Because he was almost dead.
Right. But apparently also Martin Gore, they didn't stop the tour.
What?
They didn't stop the tour.
What'd they do the next night?
They took a couple nights off.
Okay.
And they picked it back up, and then later on in that tour, Martin Gore almost dies from alcoholism.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't realize they struggle with such substance abuse problems.
Yeah, bro.
What do they struggle with now? Too much yoga?
Being too much yoga, being too fancy, too many spins.
Too many spins. I was concerned about Dave Gahan's internal balance and his, Do
you think his crystals might have been thrown off in his brain?
All I'm saying is, when I was a kid, I used to spin a lot. Right. Spinning used to be fun, but I don't do it anymore because I can't.
This guy's He's
Dave Gahan, he can. He probably has some unclassified medical condition that allows him to spin.
You think he got the crystals in his brain removed so he could spin more?
He can spin more.
The equilibrium doesn't matter?
He can spin without effect. It's like someone who has no nerve endings and they can't feel pain.
Like that James Bond villain.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
shit.
It's just a thought. I don't know the truth. I don't have his medical records before me.
Miss Gahan, your son will never spin again. Then he gets up from that bed, that hospital bed, and whatever Stoke-on-Trent, wherever he grew up.
Yeah.
And he's like, watch this. He spins his ass off. He's never stopped spinning since.
Spinning.
But yeah, I think he has settled down on the spinning in his age.
I think so. Probably slower revolutions and probably less revolutions per spin.
Right.
But he was still out there.
Yeah.
Spinning it up.
They were great. We finagled our way into the VIP bathroom.
That's true.
And bar.
VIP bathroom, I can tell you this. VIP bathroom at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans is not bad.
It's worth it. Well, it's like you go to a stadium or whatever, and you got the either a trough system of urinal or like just a wall of urinals.
Oh, no.
This
You have your own private compartment.
Yeah, this is like being in a nice office building.
It was very much like that.
Yeah.
Yep, that was certainly a highlight of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah, for sure. They had, what did we hear? 3 or 5 merch tables throughout the Smoothie King Center.
Right.
Multiple merch tables.
Selling
all of them had
reasonably priced
shirts. All of them had the same prices. I was hoping to do some comparison shopping. Mm-hmm. Say, hey, the merch table over by the chicken tenders vendor, they said they'll give me that t-shirt for $40.
Right.
No, it wouldn't have worked out. So I think the tees were all $50.
Yeah, hoodies were $100. What the fuck?
Yeah, we talked about that too. There is that weird effect where you go see a smaller band and maybe you pay $25 or $30.
Never done it
for a t-shirt.
I only see the tippy top.
But then you go to these massive bands and they're charging $50 for a t-shirt, and I would think it'd be the opposite.
Oh yeah.
But it is because they can.
It's because they can, and they also have to pay whatchamacallit, Live Nation, their merch cut.
That's true. More people have their hand in the pot
for
the t-shirts. But it is just funny to me. But I guess the rationale, the logic is solid. If it's like, they paid whatever, $100 to come see us play at Smoothie King Center, they're gonna buy merch.
Yeah. So yeah, we bought the cheapest merch item, which was the soccer.
Just a Depeche Mode pencil.
It was $40. It was a number 2 yellow pencil.
That's right.
Yeah. It came with like just a wrapper around the pencil, a Depeche Mode wrapper that fell off.
Oh yeah, the pencils with the little wrapper used to be on them that would peel off so easily. That's what it was.
Yeah, you'd have like the baseball team, the baseball 32 pencil set. But no, it's a great show. Fuck, they can still play. And like we were talking about, like I don't know how much they're playing. You know, they got some tracks out there, which I don't give a shit. You know, they like I said, they could have just plugged up their iPhone and hit play on the tracks. Yeah. And Dave Gahan out there spinning around, and
it's pretty funny to watch. It's interesting because obviously their drummer's going after it. He's obviously playing. Oftentimes playing on top of a drum track. They have a second keyboardist now, and he seems to be doing something.
Yeah.
But there are times where half a song goes by and Martin Gore hasn't plucked a string on his guitar.
Right.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Andrew, stop it. That's a Depeche Mode song.
That is.
Yeah. But it's so, in like his solos.
It's like Martin Gore solo.
It's like 3 notes.
It's a few notes. He'll throw a few notes out.
Right. But I still love it. I eat that shit up. I don't care. Great.
Dave Gahan shouts his name.
Money.
Treats it like he's Eddie Van Halen about to rip out Eruption.
Yeah, I'm about to play Eruption, but he's like, bang.
He's playing a few notes. Yeah, that's a Martin Gore solo. I love it.
Yeah.
But they can. Yeah, if you can do it, and they can.
Yeah, man. I would see it.
I'm going to see it again.
Yeah, this weekend you're gonna.
I have tickets for Atlanta. Yep, back to back. Compare the sets. See how it goes. See how many more spins Dave Gahan does in Atlanta.
Yeah. Do you think You think they're going to play the same set?
I'm betting so. You know, these big...
Good set.
Good set. Good
tight set.
Good, solid 2 hour and 15 minute set.
Yeah, they weren't, they didn't play like, okay, we're going to do, Martin just recorded a demo version of this song in 1987, and we're going to play this song. It's called Berries, Berries, Quite Contraries.
I did not play that.
No.
Yeah, tight set, very little banter.
Don't need it, because they got songs to get through.
They don't have time.
They ain't got time.
So we're doing
it's a question of time.
It's a question of time. And yeah, they just don't have the time for it. So I'm betting they'll play the same set. And we'll just have to see. So New Orleans was at the Smoothie King Center. That was my first time at the Smoothie King Center.
Oh yeah.
Atlanta is at the State Farm Arena.
Is that the basketball?
That is where the Hawks.
Oh, okay. That's right near the bins.
It's right by the bins.
On that same strip.
Yeah, it's the basketball arena, and I've never been there. I mean, right out the gate, I'm way more interested in a Smoothie King smoothie than State Farm Insurance.
Oh.
They'll probably have like vendors set up like trying to sign you up for insurance. That's what I'm betting.
Trying to get you locked into a long term.
Yep. They'll have a Depeche Mode special insurance rate. They'll call it sign up for the Precious.
They had the Precious cocktail.
The Precious cocktail at State Farm at a Smoothie King Center. Wasn't part of a smoothie though, unfortunately.
It's
like a gin based cocktail.
I don't know. It's interesting. I'm not throwing shade. Whatever.
Well, we'll see.
But you have your two main guys almost die from alcoholism and drugs. You're like, come get the signature Depeche Mode cocktail, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that is funny. And
hey, man, no, I'm not throwing shade. You make yours. I'm
sure they'll have it. And I'll get back to you. I'll report back to you.
Maybe they have a different one.
If they have the Precious cocktail in Atlanta. I'm betting they will. And yeah, that's funny to me. That's like a detail that Dave Gahan and Martin Gore probably don't even know about.
Oh, I'm sure. No, I'm sure that's...
They did not whiteboard that themselves in Depeche Mode HQ.
No. Do you think they're just like, at this point, they're just like, we just want to write the music and we're going to play the shows. Whatever business partners you guys come up with every new remix of our albums to put out on vinyl.
Yeah. Yeah, probably so. I figure most musicians aren't too interested in being in the business side of things, but maybe they are. I don't know. Wouldn't it be funny if like Martin Gore just like loves music business?
No.
Like he went back and got his master's degree in music business.
He went to Full Sail and he got his music business degree.
And he's just like really into the business decisions, so much so that their business people are like annoyed by him.
All right, we got to get Martin out of here.
They start the conference and they purposefully like tell him the wrong time. But he shows up early and they're like,
we told him.
It's like, hello.
We told him it would be London time,
Greenwich Mean Time.
GMT,
and Marty turns up and says, I have ideas.
Marty. Ideas
for various business deals. He says, because I went to Full Sail.
I paid those scammers $20,000 to get a fucking audio engineer degree. Yeah.
Yep.
Which, I mean, you could argue that a lot of colleges they're trying. I've got a fucking English literature degree, a book club degree, so
Yeah, Let's talk about higher education.
Don't get me started, Andrew.
I can go for 2 more hours. We can talk about that.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. Depeche Mode was fun. I was stoked to see them. I'd never seen them before. Only seen the Strange Love, the very good tribute act to them.
That's right. Yep.
And they fucking...
Shout out to Strange Love. I don't know if they're still touring. If they are.
I think they are. I follow them on the Instagrams.
Go see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put on a good show. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think we're coming towards the end of wrapping this rascal.
Sure. Well, quick question. What was your favorite set at Furnace Fest 2023?
I don't know. It was cool because a lot of friends of the pod played, and so it was cool seeing my friends, rubbing elbows with folks. The Norma Jean set was sick that we went to.
Yeah, that's on my top 3. Norma Jean, they call themselves the Almighty Norma Jean. It's kind of silly, but it's almost fitting. They're almost just like, they're not even the people in the band anymore. They are just an element,
a collective thing.
They're just a force.
Yeah,
force of hardcore. Yeah. And of course, they don't even have any of the original members. It's just like a new band.
Don't need them. Guar.
Completely different people, but they put on a fun show.
Norma Jean was fun. I don't know. MXPX was fun. I'd never seen them before.
Yeah.
Seeing them for a little bit was fun. I don't know. Best set? Shit. I was like so worked up with the app stuff. It was tough for me to really enjoy.
You're on the clock.
But it was, I don't know, it was just a cool experience all around.
It's a good fest for sure.
Good festival. It's a good location.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you?
Yeah. Norma Jean was great for sure. I think if I had to pick one, it'd be Throwdown. Just because I don't listen to them regularly, but there was a period in my life where I listened to a lot of Throwdown.
Oh, yeah.
And got all jacked up and just
I'm gonna fucking run through a wall.
You want to smash through walls. So just being able to see them play live, that's in that category of band. I just thought, I'll never be able to see Throwdown play.
Right.
So seeing them play was fun. Just kind of really brought me back for hearing songs I hadn't heard in 15 years, what have you. But so that in my experience was probably the best. I will say I wish I had been able to see Seosin play, and I wish I had been able to see Turnstile play.
Yeah.
But things were going on that I couldn't.
Yeah, we couldn't
make that happen.
I think Turnstile is going to be touring for the next 20 years.
That's true. I'll probably have more opportunities to see Turnstile.
Yeah.
I think going to just a headlining show for them would be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll come play Iron City or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
I think that'd be a good fit.
They put out Glow On in 2020, so that was
due up for a record.
Last album. So I don't know. Maybe they're doing the Black Album touring where they tour the record for 5 years. But yeah, no, it's cool. Bouncing Souls were cool. They were better than I was expecting, or they're more fun than I thought they were gonna be. Better Lovers, the Dillinger Escape Plan thing, Every Time I Die supergroup. I don't know. I don't think you were there.
I didn't see that. Yeah. Was that at the Shed?
That was main stage on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were great.
Awesome.
That might have been my favorite. Because, I don't know. Yeah, they're sick. It was a great set.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Well, get your tickets for next year.
Yeah.
End of an era.
They say it's the last one.
We'll see what that means. They're being coy.
I don't buy it. I could be wrong, though. I've been wrong about
all you need
a
is
couple times
one
before.
asterisk to say.
Say, baby.
This. You just need one little. You need one little. It's that little ting.
It's that itty bitty ting.
Makes a difference,
right?
And you can't, so you can't be accused of lying,
right?
And that's something to take. That's something to take through life.
It's a different song.
All it needs is that little ting.
Itty bitty ting.
If you can make that itty bitty ting, you can make a lot of things happen.
Theirs is dun 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 dun, but mine is dun 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 dun.
It's that little ting. Yeah. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
And I think he's in a Twisted Iced Tea commercial now.
Sounds about right.
Twisted Tea.
He became a redoing house.
He was flipping houses in Florida. Probably still is.
Probably, yeah. putting up drywall, doing whatever.
That's right. Leaving a CD copy of an old record.
CDR
The CDR
of Cold as Ice or whatever.
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
Alrighty.
Andrew, well,
thanks for having me.
Thanks for taking your time out of your day. I know it was so difficult, to get you here.
It was difficult scheduling.
Yeah.
My people and your people trying to get the times right.
So many people. But yeah, no, it was fun making the app. We got more stuff in store, I think, for Space Jockey. But yeah, and stoked.
That's right.
That's right. Andrew,
thank you.
You had options, but you decided to talk to me. I appreciate it.
You got it. Appreciate you.